year have failed at something you really care about or that really matter to you? Raise your hand if you did. Now, take a few seconds to think back to the time when you failed. Not just a little mistake, a real setback, like failing a test, a job, a goal, or even a conversations that didn't go the way you hoped. Got it? Good. So let's keep that feeling close, because today I want to share why failure is not only necessary, but one of the most valuable experiences in life. Or you can call it failure is a learning experience. But wait, before we dive more deeper into the topic, I would like to take a moment to show my highest and deepest gratitude to the honorable judges, respected teachers, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kong Sovanndalin from the Camtop International School. It's a great honor to be standing here on stage and see you all again. So, what is the difference between failure and success, you might be wondering? Well, according to the Oxford Dictionary, the word failure means lack of success in doing or achieving some things. That also refers to a person or things that is not successful or the state of not functioning as intended. Wherefore success is the achievement of desired aim or results to a person or things that achieve a good outcome. Therefore, why do I believe that failure is not something to fear, but something to learn from? Take a look at this picture. What can you see? A man. But what was the man doing? He was trying to work on something or doing an experiment, but he failed. However, he tried to learn from it and do it better next time until he succeeds. This is the process of achieving success. You have to fail. Failure isn't a dead end, neither something to be ashamed of, but something to learn from. And right now, I will share 3 points that failure is a learning experience. Start with failure teaches us more than success ever will. When we succeed, we often celebrate and move on. But when we fail, really fail, it forces us to stop and reflect, asking yourself, why did this happen? Or how can I use this experience to learn? This reflections is where growth happens. You know, one of the most famous example is Thomas Edison, the inventor of light bulb that we use every single day. When he was trying to invent the light bulb, he failed over 1,000 times. Can you believe that? 1,000 times. When asked about it, he said, I have not failed. I just found 1,000 ways that won't work. This mindset turned failure into fuels. Imagine if he stopped after a few tries or even a half tries, but he didn't. He learned from every single attempt. Now let's move on to the second point. Failures builds resilience and characters. Let me ask you this. When everything comes so easy, would we ever develop courage and being better? Mostly no, right? Failure doesn't just teach lessons. It builds character, shape people into those who can rise against. Plus, start to embrace it. Failure is like a stepping stone. I'm sure you will discover your limits, you see where you need to grow, and most importantly, you build resilience, the strength to try again and again, step by step until you succeed. Now last but not least is failures shows what truly matters. Sometimes failure redirects us. It reveals what we're passionate about, what we're willing to fight for, and what path we need to leave behind. I'm gonna tell you a story. I once failed an important exams I studied months for, but you know what I did? I studied hard. I learned from my mistakes and try not to do that again the next time. Until I finally get a satisfied result, the results that I really want. Not just only that, I also once a student stood frozen in front of my classmate, words completely gone, heart pounding in the chest. I prepared for days, but in that moment, everything fell apart. The speech fell, the grade dropped, walking back to the seat feeling crushed. But by looking back, I realized what it taught me, what I was missing, and what I really valued. That failure didn't end my journey. It refocused it. And look at me now, standing right here on stage, presenting speech for you guys with confidence and being better. To summarize everything's up, I want you to remember that it's okay to fail. Failure doesn't mean you're lost. It simply means you're learning from it. You're trying to grow, pushing yourself beyond your comfort zones. And every time you fail, you're not falling behind. You're actually one step closer to success. So don't fear failures. Because the road to success isn't a straight line. It's full of difficulties, turns, and setbacks. But each one teaches you something you need to know, as long as you are not willing to give up. Thank you.